Hey, what's up, guys? Andy here with Pittsburgh Weiss Schwarz. We're doing Fate Stay Night Heaven's Feel Volume 2. Doing Red and my girl Ren today. Joined with Carmen
Your
and
girl.
the boys, Niko and Jason.
What's up?
Hello?
My girl. You made this?
My
I
girl.
made this.
Fuck you. My
No,
girl.
fuck you! Alright, Andy, you can read the first
Yeah,
part.
Ren's pretty cool.
Yeah, you're
Yeah, we
pretty
got
cool.
this. We got this Ren. When
Dual
you
sword
play
user.
her, dual sword user. When this is placed from hand to stage, you get 500 power times a number of characters with either master or servant, counting herself. It's a beefy 7k. When this card attacks, if you have Magical Essence Zelrich in your climax area and you have another master or servant, put the top 2 cards of your deck into your waiting room. Choose a level X or lower character, master or servant, and it's cigarettes.
Yeah, it's cigarettes.
Again, but this one's off gate, so
I love Rin. I love nicotine. I hate Yuki power condition. Fucking
Yeah,
hate
feels
Yuki
really
power
bad.
condition. It's like it was totally okay when it was Yuki because you only ever played one Yuki like per turn most of the time. Like
I mean, it's what? It's when you play. If you have two, assuming you have two of your back row, which in Fate you should. The first one is 6, then 6/5, then 7.
And
Yeah,
you're
it's
probably gonna
fine.
climax right
It's
after.
fine.
So you
They're,
still
they
swing
are
in at
7,
fine
7,
numbers.
5, 8. They're pretty big numbers. 8 is a
Yeah.
pretty cool number to be at.
yeah, card's fine. It's got Rin on it. I'll give it the
The-
point.
the
You know what?
card
I'll give it the
really good.
0.5.
You give it the point.
Yeah.
The climax art looks really cool. It is the staple level 1 combo of choice for the 8 door deck that people are advocating for.
Yep.
Tobacco is a very not a great combo, not bad combo.
It's
a very, like,
serviceable.
average
Serviceable.
combo. It's like
It is like the average.
Magro.
I would play this on attack combo where it's more selective sometimes than Magro, but mills less.
yeah, like TBH. I feel like this
also
just seems
easier
better.
too.
If the alternative is Sakura Gold Bar combo, this seems like a better combo.
No, I like Sakura. Sakura has more support around her, in my opinion, which enables her to
I
be,
think
like,
the
a good
bar.
choice.
Well, let's leave that discussion for the
Sure.
the wrap up video because I think that's a big thing. Like bar versus that came up in Kevin's video too. Like the bar deck versus the door deck. There's a.
Okay, sure.
It's
Right.
very much
This
pick a
card's good.
side. Pick a side. This is a war. You're not allowed to be in the middle ground.
This card is
Type
good.
of discussion. But yeah, the card
Very,
itself
very,
is very
very-
good. And
One of
Rin's
the
on
better
it.
combos Fate has for sure.
I will
Could
be
be
building Rin
actually
waifu
be
at the
bad.
very least.
Could be the best level 1 combo that Fate has currently.
Like,
Standalone,
in general.
We're not looking at any other cards, that like affect things. It's just a good combo.
Rin
Yeah,
waifu lives
Very
again.
confident. Always okay to have it.
All right, next card. Another Rin. This one's an
Rin
early
to
play.
fight.
Sure. If there are 2 or fewer cards in your waiting rooms, because -1 level in your hand. So 2 or fewer climax play. Heal to waiting room. Remember, this is an 8/5, so it's got this resonance effect. You can reveal the 3/1 Jewel Sword Zelrech from your hand at the start of your climax phase, and it gets 3,000 power cross turn, so it'll be an 11/5 if you resonate the event. This card makes me
Pretty good.
cry.
What I was told, this
Why?
card's really bad.
It's
Okay, so I've played against like an 8-door variant. I don't know if it was the meta one, but I played like decks running this card. I think in like maybe the 3 or 4 games I've gotten against this deck, every single time they played this down, they were not ever able to resonate. So just kind of go with that what you will. I don't think this is super good because otherwise it's an 8/5 early play healer.
I think the
Yeah,
coolest
I
part of
bet they weren't going heavy enough into the event. They probably weren't running the bonders and shit like you're supposed to.
I was gonna come in from the angle where it's like maybe it's fine to like refresh and then play this down as an 8/5 heal. Maybe that's fine in like an unbanned Fate environment. That's
I
okay.
don't think there's a bonder to that event, by the way. That isn't the Shiro.
Yeah, it's just the
Yeah.
Shiro, the
You
2-turn
have to
Shiro.
like naturally
Shiro-
draw it, or
the
you have
Shiro
to
is
get it
kinda
off your
slow.
gold bar.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, you're running 4 copies.
Yeah, but that card is still slow because again, that card also conflicts with you brainstorming and stuff. So like, it can actually be delayed multiple more turns if there's ever turns you have to brainstorm, so you can't afford to rest the Shiro. So like that card becomes like significantly slower, which means that the chance that you have this card in your hand to resonate is lower, or it could be putting you at a detriment to do.
I mean, don't
Versus
they
playing
have
like
to?
Ilya.
Fate has to have something. It's like a pay one, send this to graveyards, look at top 4 cards for something type of card.
No.
In
Oh,
all
well,
the
no,
fate
there
sets,
is
they don't
there is
have
a
one?
card. There's a rest. There,
There
it's
is
also a
one.
rest too. It's also a rest too.
I think they do play it actually, but it's like again, it's one of those cards where it's like this card is still that event is still a brick in your hand for a very long time.
Yeah.
It
So-
adversely affects your sculpting
I
early.
think if we're talking like an idealish scenarios, like if you have like let's say you drew the event and you're holding it the entire game, then yeah, plays like free fresh into this are absolutely fine. So I'm willing to give it like a B- or something.
I was
you can also
thinking
do
like
Ilya.
with unbanned fate. I think that there is Ilya healer, but this is
Yeah.
Ilya being
this
apparently
does-
pretty solid.
this does play directly into free fresh. Like
Yeah.
free fresh, there's no clock condition or whatever. You just play it, you heal. I think even as an 8/5 heal after free fresh in like an unbanned fate scenario, maybe that's actually good enough to play 2 of this
I
and
don't think they ever want
even an 8-bar, dude. No, like what about those matchups? Okay, Jason, what about those matchups where all you do is stock compress as 8-bar, and like you need a good effective way to pay out stock at level 2, and you don't have one after you free fresh. You can like brainstorm. You can like play a free fresh. That's 2, and you're probably still sitting on a mountain. Maybe running this as a way to like actually use your stock in a meaningful way at level 2, even if you just never fucking play the gem sword, because I don't like the gem sword either. Like because I don't like running events in general.
The only
Like because like your cards are die anyway, right? In Fate, like you want them to die. You want your opponent to overswing. Like you want to just sit at level 2 forever.
yeah, but I don't know.
Okay, so
like,
Carmen, I think the
when look at
problem.
8500 EP, I think of Kaide. This card isn't Kaide.
Oh yeah, this plays for 2. The upside being that fucking free fresh goes.
It
directly
doesn't
into
die. Kaide is shit. It sits at 8,500. This card
No
is
one
easy
cares.
11
No one
five.
cares.
It's
He's
at
not
8,500.
11.5.
What do you mean?
No, Andy, remove the last line of text. We're not talking about the resonate anymore.
The event is very likely not seeing play. I don't think I really see people playing it in like the 8-door decks and in like JP and stuff. And when people are playing, I don't think when you have to add all the other English cards into the deck now, I don't think that card ever makes the cut.
I feel like the event is like the fact that this card says get 3,000 power if you have the event. That's incentive enough to run the event because the
You
event's
think,
actually
but-
not that bad. The event's fine.
Okay, so
But
the
clearly
other thing
a
we
lot of
also have to
people are saying
consider.
otherwise. And when
What are you
consensus is
cutting
saying
to
it,
run the
most of them
event?
are fine.
Like what?
I don't like
what
the
are you
argument that
cutting?
you also use though, Carmen. It's like when you're saying it's like you want a good stock out, but then like you're never getting that super compressed with Fate. So when you're playing this down, that means you're taking away from your level 3.
Like if
That's
also
true.
Like-
wants to play for level 3, so it's like
That's
if you
true.
can get
Remember,
enough
Rider
protection-
is still hella expensive if you're playing like
Yeah, if you're playing
like,
multiple
Fate
copies,
doesn't
yeah.
really play towards Rider, right? Like that's not like a thing Fate really plays towards. They play Rider. They play Rider like Fate, like Sal plays their combo.
Yeah,
It's you play it
yeah.
as a healer, you combo some of the times, but you're really just playing it because it's a healer. And then it's just like this card just. I don't think this card fits anywhere. Like it's yes, it's weak. Yes, it's nice that it dies, so it's like whatever. But like, do I want to play this card? Do I want to spend my stock on a mediocre early play?
I
Just
would
'cause
play
I
this.
sealed one?
I would play this in Rin Waifu because I can also play the free fresh in Rin
Sure.
Waifu.
That's
But,
not
like,
a problem. But
The card itself is fine. I just don't think it fits into any of the actual good
I
Fate
don't know,
decks.
Andy. I don't think this is an A- early play guy. This is like very far from a good early play.
Well,
This is
Andy,
okay.
Andy's an event
disagree with
believer.
Huh?
You're an event believer. Like,
I am an event believer. I disagree with the consensus on this one, Jason. I think the meta deck could probably run the Jewel Crystal counter or whatever. The card seems perfectly fine.
what are you
Uh,
cutting to make space for Jewel Crystal counter? Is
Well,
my
I don't know.
question.
I've never seen the deck. I've never played it, but I
Well,
feel like
that's
the card
why.
is perfectly.
I mean, like that. That's why. That's all I'm saying.
That
It's like-
doesn't nullify like my argument. Like
So, okay, so
the
early
3-1 event, the 3-1 event's fine, and you have an early play healer.
Well,
that
but
sits
that's
at
not the
11.
meta deck then. I said that I think the card's fine, but I don't think it fits in any of the meta decks.
Like, well, we can look at Ilya early play, right? Why would I ever play this card over set 1 Ilya early play? I think set 1 Ilya early play is like infinitely better than this card. That card's a stock healer, so it's a 1 stock healer.
Staple
It
to a
doesn't have-
garbage card.
It doesn't have to heal. The card's actually not that bad when you have Azasa. When you have Azasa, that card can actually untap. Because you have Azasa with the Encore. So that card can untap as a 4K.
I guess
That's
that's
not-
true.
not
That
pretending
card
it
can
can't. Like,
untap, yeah.
That card is significantly better in English than it was in Japanese because it's
I-
unrestricted.
I do think also that if we're talking about meta, don't like some of the meta decks even run Berserker?
Yes, they do. They even
To
the gaming
enable,
meta decks.
to
If
enable
the eight
them
the eight
versus
door
early play.
decks, the 8 door decks are running Berserker.
yeah.
Bar is
I
not.
mean, I don't think this card. I think this card is so far removed from bar, but I genuinely just think if you're gonna like Ilya is just an overall better early play. It's what 500 power less. I think it's like 11k.
If you're playing 8 door,
Yeah,
the
it is.
pitch
I went back and read the Ilya card. Yeah, I think the Ilya is a
Like-
better early play than this, but
So like, why is this an A- card? Like you're
I
playing. you're
think
playing
Ilya would be
Ilya.
like an A. I
don't
think
even
this is
think Ilya's
pretty
an A.
comparable.
Really, I don't think. I think Ilya is a far easier power condition. Ilya is, a worse early play condition, sure, but the fact that it also doesn't have to heal its early play condition is like notable. And that card's a 1 stock early play. This card is a 2 stock early play that relies on probably having to free fresh to play it properly a lot of the time. And then it's 11. It's an 11-5 sometimes if you have the event. And I genuinely just don't think there's enough wiggle room, even if you play the event, right? Even if you try to squeeze into the meta deck and like really try, you're only playing a small number, but you're probably not playing 4.
Well, I mean, the big problem with the
Okay,
meta
okay,
decks
maybe you're misunderstanding like my point too. Is like I don't think if I was running the events, I would play this card. But if I wasn't running the events, like let's say theoretically I wasn't running the events, then I probably would consider not running this card.
Why play Why play mediocre cards to make other mediocre cards better?
I don't think the event's a mediocre card. I think it's
Both
fine.
mediocre cards. I think these are both literally the definition of mediocre cards. Like the event is a fine card. Fine is usually like mediocre. It's like okay. It
Cancels an attack at level 3.
or it kills you.
But if it's killing you, you're dead anyway.
Not always. Like it's
Like
really not
90,
always.
like 95% of the time.
Probably a little bit less than that, honestly. But
Like 90% of the time.
No. There are situations with the soul.
Look, if they
There's situations with the gem sword where say you're at 3-0, Andy, and they have like 2-2-2 lined up or something like that, and like they don't trigger at all, and you do it on the first one and you eat it, and you go to 3-6, and then you eat the next swing for 2.
But
Like-
you don't do it. You don't do it on the first attack. I mentioned this in.
I mean,
think
okay,
Yellow
no,
is
you
not
can.
involved.
Okay, it doesn't have to be the first attack. It could be any attack. There are situations with
the
one
fact that
gem
they
sword.
present lethal with an attack, you become incentivized to use the card, and like all of
Yeah,
a sudden you could just die, right? Like even if the attack
You,
isn't
you
necessarily
use it
going
when
to
they're
kill you.
swinging for lethal.
yeah, but then it makes it so it's like you only
If
play
I'm at
2
like
of it.
3-0, if I'm at 3-0 and you're swinging for 2 or swinging for 3, I'm not going to use it.
What if that
If I'm at
combo-
like
what if that
3-5,
finisher- What if that finisher is presenting like lethal by itself, like it's like Yukin or something?
Yeah, what if it's presenting lethal on its own?
And now it's
Like
forcing you to kind of like
the event's a
just
lot
like
more
throw it at
awkward.
them, right?
The event is a lot more awkward than you
when your
might
card
think.
when your card has like a good on reverse like finishing power thing, it becomes a lot more awkward to like justify using, I think. Or like it's like Konosuba, right? God forbid Konosuba plays like the door top end against this. What do? You just it's a dead card, right? Like you're like, oh, well, I can't use this.
well, against Konosuba's door top, and
Konosuba's
that
one of the
nullifies
best cards in the
everything.
game.
Yeah.
Konosuba's one of the best cards in the game.
Yeah, but I think that's unfair to say. Konosuba's top
Well, that's
end,
a reason-
regardless of what top
But
end
you
you're
get-
playing, is to.
Well, that's
It's hard to
another
be
reason.
accountable.
That's another reason to not play the event. I do get what you're saying, Andy. You're saying if you play the event, you would consider playing this early play, and
But, like,
otherwise you would
that
play the
doesn't make
Ilya.
this card good
Like,
that makes this card usable.
I
with the
want to
event.
like this card. I had my one argument for it, and after, discussing it, it's probably not good enough to even be played in that situation. So you can't play this card without the event in general. I think
That's what I would say. I think like
Yeah.
an objective way to like a good like middle ground unbiased way to look at it would be you could run the Rin as an early play healer if you want regardless, but if you
Alright, now
are
is that
you
is that
probably
an
should be
A-minus
running the
card?
event.
Is that
Huh?
an A-minus card?
No.
Is that a card that's worth an A? Where it's, if I'm playing this card, then I can play this, but I can't play this without playing X other thing. I can play Ilya without playing Berserker. I played Ilya without playing Berserker. That was literally my deck for Worlds, and that card still performed well.
I play Ilya without Berserker currently,
Like,
as
it
a
was just
healer.
one stop healer that was a big beefy body, and that was good. Like,
Okay, well here I'll add a slash here. Okay, I personally think it's like an A minus because I like the event and I'd give it a chance. But if we're saying that like you're not running the event and we're just looking at the Rin on its own and erasing that last effect, it's probably like a C plus, B minus.
all right, at least we can come to some sort of consensus.
You know what I mean?
With the
Yeah.
event in your deck, yes, this is a relatively fine early play.
What
If you
what
get
would
the-
you what
the
would you rate
event.
the card if you were running the event?
If the event was good, I'd probably give it a B plus.
Okay.
Because it's just sculpting for the event. I don't like Resonate as a mechanic anyway, so I'm slightly biased towards that or against that. But
I don't like
I think you and me
sculpting.
we're actually like kind of on the same page here.
yeah,
It's
Kaguya
like-
Resonate is like
Yeah. The Rin's
like
good if you have the event. It's kind of lackluster.
Okay,
if you
like
don't.
here's the other thing. It's like I don't like. I would go further and say I don't like cards that resonate cards I can't bond to or can't easily
yeah,
get.
that's the biggest issue. Is
Hayasaka is a card you're like.
if there is, I don't remember if there is. I don't think there is another card that grabs Zelrich outside of the
There's
Shiro.
not. There's not. Just the Shiro.
Okay. Yeah, so
Shiro's
if
too
it was
slow.
More like on play bond, I could get more behind it. But
But would it be that hard for Fate to just you're playing 4 copies of the event, you clock draw onto one of them?
it's the room for 4 copies.
Yeah, it's the room for 4 copies. Like this.
Even in 8 door,
the-
it's really hard. To
Yeah,
play.
I really don't like this argument of just play 4 of it and draw it because like Weiss decks are so tight on slots these days because every shell every
maybe
shell
you
runs a
don't need to run
bazillion
4.
cards.
Maybe you don't need to run 4 of it, but you could probably fit at least 3, and like you have enough filtering power with like the Azusas and like I don't know. Fate seems to have like really good filtering.
One of the cards we're gonna see like soon, just 'cause, I can see it. It does make it easier to have this card, but I just think it's one of those things where especially in English, the amount of cards you're playing to like abuse the fact that you're playing English Fate makes it really hard to fit this event in a really meaningful way. And I think that's the biggest issue. Is like you could be playing because you don't want to play defensively, I feel like in 8 door. I feel like 8 door plays a much more aggressive like game plan because you're playing the Sakura. So you don't have you might not even have stock to really like use this card in like an effective manner.
Do you think this card was more printed for like the Japanese meta where stuff was banned already? And then they, like-
Probably. I mean,
I think this entire set was printed for like the banned deck.
yeah,
I feel
for
like
the
this
band
set
deck,
was-
yeah.
I'm pretty confident this set was being designed before the ban list even hit. But like if this card just does fit better in the Japanese deck where there's more room. I think that's just like a natural like a causation of
Oh yeah,
effect
because you
of
don't
the
need
ban
4 fucking like that's the problem we talk about slots. You don't need 4 fucking Shiros. You don't need 4 like all this other shit because it's just like this makes the deck really fucking stupid. You can't play 4 Shiros, so you can't play 4 Azusa. Playing Azusa already throws you into blue,
you're just
which is
playing
the other
two
big
red
thing.
cards.
That was the other thing I was gonna bring up about this card. Like, yeah, you're in red, but playing Azusa throws you into blue, and then
There's
Ilya
not a
doesn't
better
eat up
EV.
as many slots. Like,
Yeah,
it-
because Berserker is a card that you can realistically play very minimal of.
especially if you're playing
Still
doors.
playing
If you're playing the other deck,
Mhm.
Berserker is even less of a liability.
Well, in Door you can also like just grab it at any point off of just Rin combo, right? Because it's 0.
Yeah.
So
True.
All right.
like Ilya is just a way more supported early play, and to me that also diminishes this card's value. If there was a worse early, if there were no like really standard early plays, I'd be more inclined to be like, yeah, maybe this card's a little bit better. But I mean, this card like a C plus if you if the event is shoved into your deck and like you want it, yeah, it's probably like a B plus. Really play with the event because it's huge. As long as you can like make the event really consistent as like a resonate, sure. But
All right, we've spoken this to death. There are more good red cards. Let's move on.
I don't remember who read the last card.
It was
you,
me,
Jake.
so it's you. Yeah.
You got the Sakura.
Sick. I get the Sakura. This is what is it? Sakura Cup of Makiri. Damn. When this is played from hand to stage, draw 2, drop 1. Climax combo. When this attacks, if Deep Love, which is a door, is in your climax area, you blind stock 3 from the top of your deck, and then pay 3, discard a card from your hand to the waiting room. When this attacks, you may mill the bottom 6 cards of your opponent's library. Deal X damage, where X is the number of climaxes put into the waiting room. So it Icy Tails for 6 for the cost of 3 plus 1 card in hand. So it's effectively just 3. Technically it's free because it cantrips, and then it gives you the stock back with the combo. It's a good top end, like
You get the stock before you would.
yeah. Before you get it at both times.
Notably, you also don't even
you
need
can do
the
it whatever
climax.
order, I guess. Yeah.
You don't even need the climax to like.
Yeah. The
do
Icy
it.
Tail, it becomes a card that you can play in 8-bar as well,
Yeah.
which is like really notable, I think.
You can like run a copy of an Icy Tail.
This gives 8-bar like a way more powerful, I think, finisher, but also decompression tool, unlike like Caster.
Yeah,
Well,
Caster
also
needs a
cheaper than
reverse too, so like you probably can't play Caster in new meta anyway.
Yeah, this card
Right.
is cheaper than Caster. It's as impactful. If it can force your opponent
Also
to refresh,
cantrips, just like
decompression,
Caster. Also
cantrips.
cantrips, yeah.
So, and it also helps filter fix red for the free fresh, which is notable too.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, I
card.
think this card's good. I do hate the climax combo. I do hate the blind stock 3, but
Yeah, Blind Stock
because,
3 is
it,
pretty
like, it removes
shitty.
any compression you might have, so it becomes a thing where it's like, again, this is
Well,
like,
you're immediately paying that 3 out, though. You're immediately
but
paying 3 out.
your deck state is like your deck state quality is being diminished resolving multiples of this card, right? Because now you're using, 3, 6, 9 extra cards of your deck for this.
Yeah,
So
you
it's become-
just rip it off the top, yeah.
I hate that I keep comparing things to Sao, but Sao is just such a freaking like retarded deck, honestly. But
You talking about
Another
South
thing is-
10th?
yeah, where that combo is also very much similar, where it ruins your deck state to resolve the combo.
Which is why they don't
But
play it
combo
until like the
itself
end. Yeah.
can be so strong. But yeah, this is like, but the thing is, this doesn't heal either. So this is a very all-in combo, which makes me more okay with it. Because if you're playing it, you're kind of accepting that like this is.
You're either winning or not.
Yeah. I'm trying to end the game here, and I'm dying if I don't. So it's whatever. And this card's fine. Like this card's strong.
Yeah, if you
It's a very like big reason to play the eight door combo, because you get a very powerful, like very powerful. Like you get like a strong finisher that Fate kind of lacked as well. Fate lacked a very like strong oomph finisher. But you
Yeah,
get
the
here.
Sakura, I think, kind of sucked.
the rider, yeah, the
The
rider.
Rider, yeah.
The
Rider has too
defense-
many answers. Like,
Rider
yeah.
was a defensive combo that kind of got like a lot of people just started teching for it, and then it became significantly worse. This card is more offensive, and it pays its cost for being offensive. Where you're probably not stacking cancels on the swing back most of the time.
Wonder if there's any like argument for bar door and not being 8-bar.
Probably not. No, I think the
Yeah,
bar,
maybe.
I think the
I
bar
kind of
cost-
like the. Oh, sorry.
Well, 8-bar can play this card, right? 8-bar generates enough stock to like just play this card outright.
Yeah, I get that, but it's like,
Oh.
I don't know. I hate having all the bars. I'm too snake bitten.
I love having all the bars.
It's a refresh, and then I attack, and then I'm out 5 climaxes. But yeah, card's good. I'm a fan.
I really like the point you made, Carmen, where it's like,
Somewhere in there.
where it's like you can choose to, even if you're not right, you can just run this in 8-bar. You can, because the burn effect's not on a climax.
Yeah, it's really strong.
Yeah.
But if you are running the climax, then you can like really like tramp on the gas and just go like
If you're playing 8,
shove 3 of these down your opponent's throat.
if you're
Yeah, you
playing
can just
8
turn-
door as well, you can use that stock to like pay for caster restander as well, or like other abilities. So like you can ramp the stock and have like if your opponent's in a bad deck state and you just need to get a ton of attacks in, you can use the stock to make caster restander cheaper, which is pretty cool.
You can. This card is like just really strong, I think, and it's like it's very efficient, like cost efficient when you actually play the combo as well, right? It's like 4 cards in hand total, and then 6 stock just to play 3 of it to triple it. Like that's
Digs
really
for the door.
She's drawing you into the gate too.
Yeah. She draws you into the gates and potentially other copies of herself as well, if you need it.
Yeah.
And she's good. I think she's
Very
really
good, like all in, like end finisher. It's somewhere in there. It's like B plus, A minus for me. Any thoughts, Niko?
It's okay. It's an icy tail.
I think that's 6 though.
It is an icy tail 6, and it is a ditch. The card's fine. I don't think this is like super cool as a finisher. It's fine.
I think it's the fact that it's very cost efficient for what it does that makes it
Like with the climax combo, yeah, it's very cost efficient for what it does because you destroy your opponent deck state and all that. But like as an off finisher, it's really, really expensive. But whatever,
I
man.
mean, your other off finisher option is caster, and that's cheap. This is cheaper than caster.
Yeah,
And
it's
caster has
insane.
reverse, so.
Yeah, I think I like this better than Caster.
And caster was like the only caster and rider were your 2 off finishers, and I don't think rider is more impactful in this card in any capacity.
Nah.
So
Or you mean caster is more impactful?
no rider.
Rider?
Only rider.
He's talking about the claw kicker.
The claw kicker? Oh, I like that card a lot. I would
like
run.
that card.
I would
Well, I
run
got-
rider.
So I would play both, right? But I'm just saying, like, as in terms of like the off finisher options Fate has, this card is more impactful than rider, and it's cheaper
Than caster. Okay, I was gonna say I would always pick rider icy tail before I picked icy tail caster. I think.
I agree.
Yeah.
100% agree.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
could also, if you also had access to stock, you could save this card and then use it again the next turn.
Yeah. Exactly.
Cute.
Six is a lot of cards too. Like this definitely has more reach than the Rider.
Yeah, the EV
It's
on
like-
this card is a good
Yeah.
amount better.
You're probably burning for 1 or 2, and then
Well, if you're
like
trying
don't
building it, you're
forget
going
this
through
too. But like
18
you can mill
cards.
them to a refresh. You mill them to the
18
refresh
cards
line, which is
and
like in the
3
clock
swings
deck.
for 3 minimum.
Yeah, and then that's not counting the additional burns you might do. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
the combo, like
card's
this card is
fine.
like super duper cost efficient. And
You
it's
just
a good
nuke your
decompression
opponent's
tool.
deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially since you don't have stock swap with the 8 door deck, I think it's like it becomes a nice extra decompression tool for those situations.
Yeah. If you're playing 8 door. All right, we can move on here. Niko.
we got the Saber Altar. There are 5 or fewer cards in your hand. It becomes an 11/5 because sure, why not? When this attacks, reveal the top card of your library. If that is a character with Master, Servant, or Shadow, deal X damage to your opponent. X equals the level of that card. We already had this in Archer, but it was like for a weapon and something else, right?
Yeah. So this
Yeah,
card
cool.
just this
It's-
card
it's
just
the
made
same
that
effect,
card
different traits.
super cheap because no other deck's playing that other one anymore.
Yeah.
This made this single card made coin flip a lot more affordable for a lot of people. So because that's the only barrier to entry to coin flip is that fucking Archer. It's like $20 in English. Every other card is pretty cheap.
And
Card is
Musashi,
whatever.
I don't know if they still play Musashi, but like
I think Musashi is about the same price, but like you ran like 4 Archer or whatever.
yeah, you
Yeah.
play 2 Musashi probably. So yeah.
Yeah. Card is
whatever.
whatever.
It's really whatever.
No on playability.
Cool flavor text on the first card, on the first part. Very nice.
Yeah.
How much
Nice
would it
double
cost to how much would it cost to build coin flip with this as the finisher instead of the other card?
With this
Coin
instead of the
yeah.
Archer, I think
Well, it depends on the
the
price of this card comes out to in English, but probably like a solid like $40-$50 less, I would assume.
the heroic spirit on JK is 15. On TCG that card goes 20 and upwards. And you'd only need like 1 or 2 Musashis, and even then you could probably cut it for other cards, as Fate has so many other cards. So you would save yourself like Jason said, it'd be like somewhere between $60 and $80. Off of the price of coin flip, because the gills are cheap because they're rares.
The archer is also master servant, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, the archer checks for master servant. I thought it checked for
Yeah.
like weapon.
So this
No,
checks
it
for
checks for
master servant shadow.
Okay. Okay. No. I was talking about archer. This is
Yeah.
Saber altar.
Archer's master servant.
Okay. So then it's almost like a reprint. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
This is
Reprint.
power bigger because it doesn't have the resonate thing that gives
Yeah.
it extra.
Yeah, a C plus. You can only play this card in coin flip because you would never play a level 3 without an on-play effect.
This card isn't yo. Can't come down at 2.
Yeah.
All right.
Keep it standby and then we talk.
Next, back to Andy.
All right, we got this Rin. Pay 1, rest 2. Look at up to 4 cards. At the top of your deck, take a level 1 or higher card to your hand. The rest go to your waiting room. So it's like a brainstorm that never whiffs.
Yeah.
It most certainly can whiff.
Kind of like Union, Bunny Girl Union, right?
It's a cheer.
Sure.
Yeah. It's more like a cherry. So noticeably, like this card at the very least
Ambush
can add
Genius.
your jewel sword.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
how you get your jewel sword to hand.
This is like the
Or-
Rin. This is the Rin event support. Like,
This is how the deck can still play the Fumio event or like the mutual free fresh event.
yeah.
While playing 8 door.
This reminds me of Ambush Union. That was the card I was thinking of, not Bunny Girl.
Kind of.
Ambush
but
Union.
significantly worse.
What do you mean significantly worse?
It is
It's a lot worse to Trist too.
Does
Can't.
not have the cool clock plus effect. So
Yeah, that card's
cards are
broken.
brainstorming.
Can't compare it.
And this only grabs 1 and higher. Union literally grabs everything in your deck.
Yeah, I mean, Ambush was like an absurdly good card. This is like a balanced version of that card.
Yeah, balanced. It's a balanced version, but it's
A
definitely-
balanced version of Ambush is still worth playing, I think. Also,
Yeah,
this
I think
Noticeably
you
though,
can play
so
this
this card can't grab your utility. So like at 0, if you're playing this, for example, you can't add another playable to your hand.
This card does help you grab free fresh though, and
It
this,
does.
like in JP especially, like this card is a big boon when you don't have Azusa that grabs free fresh, but this grabs free fresh. But this is English, so it doesn't really matter as much. This card probably still sees some play if you're in 8 door because it helps you find the events, and that's like a big thing that 8 bar loses, or 8 door loses compared to 8 bar.
Yeah, you can't get into your neutral free fresh, right? Like,
Yep, I think this is a good card though.
I think we did we cover the fact that you can
It
also
also,
ditch events
has
with
the
salvage?
event ditch effect. Yeah, it also has
Yeah.
the event ditch effect too, like the Shiro did. And
So
that's
the
really cool.
card's fine, but it's still kind of underwhelming.
And I'm pretty sure they play this card, like actually though.
Oh
Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, wouldn't this be like their new mill engine? Because a lot of
Yeah.
them like, wouldn't play
yeah, because they're also
Azusa.
they're also sitting on Avenger for a long time in the back row as well, so you always have the 2 cards to rest.
I mean, you'd either run this or the new Shiro Brainstorm, right?
This is also still a plussing 0.
which
It was a Saber Brainstorm, but
The one from Yellow wasn't it Shiro?
it was Saber.
no
Oh.
Saber, yeah.
That card
Yeah.
Brainstorm was Saber, if you're talking about the Brainstorm.
Yeah, but plussing 0s and all that. So yeah, no.
I think it's fine if you're like trying to get into.
I give this the B. It's also Rin, so I give it the B.
No, even if it's a Rin, I'm giving it a C plus because
I've
like
seen people play this
I
card,
think
and this card-
as a level like 0 stock out or whatever from playing 8 door, I would rather like play the fucking like red drop searcher, the 3500. But like you do bring up a good point. If you want to play illusion magic in 8 door, which is like red blue, like you're in those colors, you probably do have to play this because you'll never get that card, and you can't play like 3 illusion magics or whatever. I don't know where you find the space for that, but and at least if the illusion magic's dead, you can turn it into another card. So whatever. All right, next card. This is me.
This would be this is you.
You have this Rin. This plays from hand to stage. You may pay 1, discard any card. If you do, look it up to the top 4 cards of your library. Choose 1 card from them, put it in your hand, put the remaining cards in the waiting room.
Stronger version of Kazuma, but at level 1, so it's color locked. And it's still a 2/5 body. I mean, it can help you get your events, but like I feel
I
like
would
you'd
rather
probably
play
be
the
playing-
last one.
Yeah, you'd rather just play like the Resonator. This one gets a nah for me, dog. I don't like this.
Let's find your climax though.
Sure.
An 8-door, which is
Well, the other one's not a resonate; it's just rest 2, right?
Yeah, that's
You know
rest
what?
2 to grab level 1 and higher. This grabs
Yeah.
anything, but it also grabs climaxes, which is something 8-door can struggle with. So having the check 4 kind of matters. Oh wait, also notably, is it actually discard a card?
It's
Yeah.
discard a card, yeah.
Yeah, discard
Oh,
card
this
because
is
it's level
actual
1.
power creep, right? Oh, it's
Well,
level
no,
1.
because it's a level 1 room. Yeah.
It's level 1 and it's a bigger power demerit. Because original Kazuma, for example, level 0 was only a
Yeah.
2k power demerit.
Well, this is like Rumia. This is a level 1 Rumia, but you can
Yeah.
ditch.
Level 1 room, yeah. That's why I was like so taken aback by the fact that it's ditch a card.
Yeah, I think it's like a C plus. Yeah.
I think it's a
card's
little
really
worse
good.
than that, to be quite honest. Because I mean, so like, you never want to try to like play this card down, right? Like this card is like a fail safe.
Sure.
Yeah, but it's a pretty good
In
fail
most
safe,
games,
though.
in most games, you're not actively wanting to play this down.
Yeah, but it's like a good like 1 or 2 of like it helps fix
Sure,
weird-
yeah,
it makes
sure.
your
If you
turn
want to,
better.
yeah, sure. If you want to like run that, then
It's
yeah,
also a
I'm not gonna
discount,
argue
like,
with you.
stored, right? So
It's the same concept as a drop search or something, right? Like it's the
and
same
it
rate,
pluses.
huh?
It also pluses.
This doesn't plus.
How does
Yeah,
this
it does.
plus?
Because Shiro gets the master.
Cool. You
Oh,
have
it's a
1-0-2-5
master.
body on the
Yeah.
board. You got me.
It's an
Got him.
attacker.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I would
So when
clock
you
out core this
lane-
card.
When the other things win lane, there you go. You got it.
All right,
Jason, please.
next card.
Shiro Encore's broken.
Who's this? Is Jason got?
This Rin is a when this becomes a verse in battle, choose one of your characters, and that character gains 1k power for the turn. And it's a self-tap brainstorm at level 1. I don't remember what this card's name is. I'll find it. But this card's whatever.
It's a good self-tap brainstorm.
Yeah,
If you're playing 8-door, I mean, you probably play this if you're playing
Yeah.
8-door.
No, I think you play the Resonator. I'm still believing in the Resonator.
You mean like what resonator?
the previous one we just covered.
The check 4. Yeah, the rest 2 check 4.
Yeah.
Oh, I would just play both. I would split them 2 and 2. I think that.
This is a level 1.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
the 1000's a lot of power.
You also have the level 0. So the level 0, you can also play it similarly to Konosuba, right? Where the level 0 notably is a lot better in first deck because the chances it hits things is like a lot higher. And then if you wanted to later on, you can transition to this card where in
Yeah.
decks, it would be a lot better.
I mean, I don't know a world where I'm playing this card instead of this super dope in charge of Fuyuki Rin that has like 5 effects. There's also
None
a
of
1-0.
them are very good.
What do you mean? It's an
Oh.
Amagi.
Yeah,
This is
Magi.
called Rin sharing information, by the way.
This is a brainstorm. A brainstorm and a Magi are very different.
Yeah,
I'd rather have an Amagi with 4 other effects than
I
Wait,
wouldn't.
a
I
brainstorm.
would I would rather I would just play both. Like there's no reason why
I
you
mean,
can't
I would
play both.
I would prefer to play the rest 2 and then this card.
I like this
I mean,
card.
I'd only have to play a climax and 8-door.
1000 revenge power and a
I'm
brainstorm is
I'm
good.
very iffy on Amagis when there's no bars involved because bars increase the consistency of Amagis by like a significant degree. But
True, but that other card's so cool. It has like a million effects.
yeah, only like
It does have
Yeah.
a lot of
Only
effects on the
Morello-
card.
It has a
Only
lot of
Morello
effects,
Red.
sure, but like you also need a brainstormer to play a modern deck.
literally
Sorry.
it has 2 relevant effects, unfortunately.
It's like the Jace the Mind Sculptor of Weiss.
Oh, what?
yeah.
Sure. I think the card's fine. I think the fucking Revenge 1000 power is actually really good at starting at level 2.
Yeah,
Especially,
I think it's better than a C. Yeah, it's fine.
yeah, I think the
I
Revenge.
don't think it matters that much that it comes online at level 1.
Especially if you're playing a cigarettes combo, totally fine. Like I think you can play like 2 of the level 0, 2 of this, and 2 of the fucking wall of text Rin, and you're more than set on like mill and brainstorms and shit. I think it's totally fine. I think that's the strength of playing the 8-door deck. Actually, this is all on color for red level 1. So, all right, next card. Niko.
Yep, we got this Dark Sakura. So this is a climax combo we've seen a couple times. So for every Sakura Moon hidden by clouds and or Sakura flowing tears in your level zone, this gets 1500 power. This is Sakura flowing in tears, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's itself. Climax combo. When this attacks, if the gate is in your climax zone, choose a level X or lower character with Master, Servant, or Shadow in your waiting room and return it to your hand. X equals the number of notice kindness in your waiting room.
I hate it.
What is notice kindness?
It's climax.
That's
That's
the
the
climax.
Oh, this is the climax.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So yeah. I mean, it's not that bad. You probably would want that. I mean, like, in a set that already has the cigarettes, it's kind of bad. Like, since we already covered like the cigarettes are in, I'd probably just want to play that instead. This isn't that bad.
So notably,
This is just Jake the dog versus Prince Hotbot all over again.
No,
it's not. No.
Yeah, it's a selective
This is-
salvage versus like
okay.
some weird mill
Cigarettes
salvage.
and stuff usually has the potential to like get like.
This
almost
isn't
any
selective.
character you need. This is usually gonna get you.
they're just gonna
ideally,
grab you zeros early on.
like,
And then,
level 1 or lower at most usually.
unless you're really good and you cancel a lot at 0.
Yeah.
But then this has the problem if it won't.
I hate these combos. I never sleeve these
How
combos.
selective do you actually need it to be, though?
No, okay. I don't think it's an F. This is like a budgety combo. If you're
It needs
doing
like a C combo.
Sure, F plus. I hate these combos. I'm very biased against them.
Well,
I
hold
mean, I think
on.
they're a lot better,
It's a-
they're a lot
I
better
mean,
at level 1 than they are at
Carmen,
3, but
you have to like consider this too. I can't believe you're making me defend this card. Anyway,
That's why I did
so
this.
like Fate's card pool is also like really strong towards like their level 0 and level 1 game anyway. So this is why I think this is also like just kind of fine in general.
I mean, you're milling through your deck with the Zeuses.
So
anyways.
you're gonna play a 105k because I'm not playing that other card.
Oh,
It's an on attack salvage. But it
One-
doesn't grab everything. But when do you need it to grab everything? Like honestly, like when you're using
Yeah,
like, a
neither
1-0
does
combo to
cigarettes, though.
salvage, when
Like-
you're using a 1-0 combo to salvage, what are you actually salvaging? Are you really
Why-
grabbing level
why are
3s
we
outside of early plays?
Why are we discussing this when there's on attack cigarettes off the same fucking trigger that doesn't require you to swing in at the exact same power without playing this fucking stupid other card that only goes in one deck where you play that stupid bar and you play these like there's no reason to discuss this card. You would never
is
play
off
this
gate,
over the
though.
cigarettes.
It's off gate.
The other one is too. They're off the same goddamn trigger.
Cigarettes is also
Oh.
which is why like the whole argument for
We
this
literally
is-
looked at that card
Bunch of drinks
first.
and
You are all
it's-
goldfish.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying.
Yeah. So this card
It's
is
hard.
just,
It's
like,
hard
whatever.
going back and checking all the other slides with my tiny goldfish fingers. I can't hit the
Yeah.
keys very well.
It's all right, man. It's all right.
No, yeah, it's fine.
This
I-
card is whatever.
that was too easy of a joke. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I'm sure these combos are fine, but like, I mean, the most recent one I played was the maple one, and that fucking combo sucked. So, I've been burned.
Okay.
All right, I've been hurt. This is where it hurt me, pointing to the maple doll.
fun fact, 8 choice Bofuri is
Next.
considered a meta build for Bofuri.
What a sad set.
Moving on.
Who's
Okay,
this?
we got this Sakura with that little dude on her shoulder again. When this is played from hand to stage, you can discard 2 servants. If you do, choose a servant or shadow character in your waiting room whose level is equal to or lower than your level. Place it on any slot of your stage. For free. And when this gets reversed, the level of your opponent's is higher than their level, you can reverse it. So it's an anti-change bomb. And it can also stand by something out, kind of. Well, I guess that's to be like your level, but
It
card-
honestly
it's
feels like
two-handed
they took 2 random card effects to like, and it's like was it Family Guy or South Park that did the thing where they just like spun the wheel of effects and be like, we'll put this effect and then this effect on this card. They're
Niko, you got to go back and watch like the last video or whatever. I was literally talking about that. It was South Park. It was the manatees. And they
Okay,
had
yeah,
manatees and
manatees.
idea balls. We were talking about this in Bofuri, I think. We actually had this conversation. I'm so glad that you mentioned that.
The manatees.
Precune does the same thing, but Precune does it well. The
It's
manatees
random
hit it
effects.
Really well. Yeah, the
Yeah.
manatees hit right on Precune.
I think the problem is like maybe if you could like summon out a level 3 with this, it would be
It's
better.
so expensive.
Yeah. Because what are you
One-
summoning out with?
You
it?
also don't
What-
get any
one
on play
point five
effects. You don't get any on play
I think
effects.
I think the point is you just like cheat in a like a 2/2.
I think
No,
I read
you
it.
know
My
with this
favorite
card-
character that you can
Yeah,
summon
you're
that.
supposed to summon the Salter because it doesn't have on play effects. That's what you're supposed to do. And that card also gets more power when you're low in hand. This card is designed to be used with the Salter. Like
They have
it,
the same background.
they literally have the same background. Yeah, the card is designed to be used with the Salter. But it isn't a dead card earlier if you happen to draw it because it's a anti-change bomb.
Yeah.
I guess that design is fine, but this card is bad.
Yeah.
Normal reverser bombs are just the worst. You got to have a really good reason for playing. I think the last one that was ever played was Remy, because she killed 2 lanes at the same time. But yeah, it sucks. Next, who this is? This is me. It is.
Yep.
Okay, Salter. Sorry. When this fucking, I hope that's a stock sold. I keep printing dumb shit. When the stock soul is placed,
so it should be a stock.
yeah, when this is placed in your climate, when the stock soul is placed, reveal top. If it's a character with master, servant, or shadow, choose 2 of your opponent's characters. For the turn, they get minus X power. X equals the number of your saber alter those who wait, which is this card times 1,000. If you have 4 of them, it's minus 4K to 2 of your opponent's characters.
Nah.
Notably, unlike Aerosmith, you cannot like dole it out in whatever like packets you would like.
Doesn't it?
No, Aerosmith lets you assign it however you'd like
Really? I thought it was
in
everything.
packets of 1,000. Yeah, well, this also hits anything, but you have to choose 2, and then those 2 get minus.
No, I thought like Aerosmith just hit the board. Like,
No, the first effect hits the board. The climax combo is packets of 1,000
oh, that might be.
that you choose. That's a lot better than this because this, if you go,
It's still a board wipe though.
yeah, if you go, well, I'm saying, imagine you go all in with this because I had an argument with Dean about Aerosmith once, and Aerosmith is better.
Bomber, by the way.
Oh my God, no, it's not. And Aerosmith is a lot better than I gave it credit for because like some decks literally just can't recover from stuff like that, or like some players definitely can't.
And that's why Japan like
Yeah.
that as their meta JoJo deck too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, that card's a lot better than I ever gave it credit for when we first reviewed it. The problem with this version of it is that you overkill stuff. The strength of Little Bomber is you only have to tri-field it, and, like, you kill things on exacts. So, like, you don't have to... You can really just clear their entire board more effectively. Whereas this, you have to, like, play 3 of it, or if you play 4 of it, because it has to be in the front row. You have to play 4 of it, and then it's like minus 4 to 2, minus 4 to 2, minus 4 to 2. You'll end up overkilling stuff, which makes it like inefficient.
Probably not overkilling as much as you think though, because back rows don't sit that big. So if you have 3 of these, you have 6 instances of minus 3k, right?
Yeah.
6,000. Let's say like 9,000, like half of it, like kills their back row. They got a real beefy back row. You still have minus 9,000 power to distribute among their front row, and these are already swinging for 8k themselves.
What was
So, I mean, you're winning those
Aerosmith
lanes.
off of Book, right? That was also off of...
I think it was. Yeah, I think it may have been off. Of
It was Book or Pants. It was a plussing trigger.
Firing speed.
This is
You
stock
gotta-
soul.
I'm just saying, keep in mind, you don't have to like outright kill their front row. You just need to get it to the point where 8k can hit over it, which is super fucking easy.
Yeah, I get that. I'm just saying it's a lot less efficient and off a worse trigger than Aerosmith. But my end point before we started that is that I think it's probably still fine if you want to play a field nuke. But like you're giving up a lot to play a field nuke.
There's just so many better. JoJo had nothing better. This set has so much better.
Yeah, this
series has
this
so
set
much
is a
better.
lot better to do. But like I don't know, it's probably still fine.
Like JoJo used the field nuke because it didn't have better. Right? It was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
if my deck sucks, I'm just gonna do my best to make your deck suck worse.
Yeah.
This Fate has so much better than ever
Yeah.
considering this card.
That is true.
Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
You're welcome. What's your score?
Oh, shit.
You just left. You left the
Drop the
auditorium.
mic.
He let his words speak for himself.
This guy sucks ass.
All right, you get this one,
Moving
Jason.
on. Oh, this is me? Sick. Alright, this cute Rin. When this is played from hand to stage, salvage a master or servant. Climax combo, pay 1, ditch 1. When this damage is not cancelled, you may deal 1 to your opponent. It's the Kuro Usagi, but it's like worse. Sick.
Yeah.
Oh, that art's really cute though.
Spoilers!
It's a good time,
Spoilers! I didn't know they were sisters. Spoilers!
Watch Fate Zero,
Mhm.
loser.
You knew.
I hope, of course, I did.
This card sucks, but it's cute, so it gets a C-.
I don't know. Is this better than the other Rin combo? If you're for Rin waifus, it's probably better.
Than the other. What's the other Rin combo again?
The fucking. Oh no, wait. Rin's on the other one.
Victory?
Yeah, for victory, right?
Or whatever that one is, the burn one. Yeah, I think it's great day for a date. Great day for a date.
Or last words. Last words is on attack, pay 1, burn 1.
Yeah, that card sucks. This card.
Yeah, this card's better than that. Yeah.
That card doesn't even come on a 2-soul like it does in Japanese.
Yeah, this card has Rin on it. Nice C. On-play salvage is fine. On-play salvage is fine.
It double pays for cost between the salvage and the combo too.
Yeah. It is free. You can tap all the way out and play 3 of this or whatever if you want. The stock soul. So.
Yep. Pretty dank.
Because they couldn't print another door because they already printed 3. And they can't they can't print standby because if Fate had standby it'd be an apocalypse.
That'd be sick. I don't see a problem with it.
I mean, yeah, because we have all the old cards. People didn't be pretty mad. Alright, next. Ego.
Oh wow, what a very cool and interesting card. Okay, when this becomes reversed in battle, put the top 4 cards of your library in the waiting room. If this event is among them, return this card to your hand. What's the event do?
It's camera.
It's
It's torch. It's torch.
torch.
Wow, so you can mill into your mill and mill more mill.
No.
there-
You don't return the mill to your hand. You return
Oh.
the level 0 to your hand.
Oh, okay. Backfill.
Is there a reason why you'd want to be playing 4 copies of the camera?
I don't
Torch is a good card.
Okay, I mean, is there like a way to like bond to it or get
No,
it?
Maybe there is.
You can
There
add
might
to
be,
it.
but not that I know of. I will abstain. Oh, you mean you have all those cards? You have the Rin that grabs events.
Yeah,
The Rin that
exactly.
grabs
That's what I'm saying.
events,
Like,
yeah.
You have stuff that lets you add it.
You have the Rin that finds the event. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I guess you could. Yeah, you could just play
Pretty
torch.
cool.
This card is not good.
No, this card specifically is very bad.
I like the smug face she has, though. I think that's pretty cool.
It's more like an empty face, like a.
She's like looking down on you. Yeah. I
Yeah.
like
I hate Sakura. Next.
it.
That is back to Andy.
Oh, it's Diavolo. Spoiler alert, I guess.
Yep. We got Saber Alter. On play from hand to stage, you can discard a Master Servant or Shadow into your clock. So clock yourself from hand. You do look at X cards from the top of your deck, choose one of them and put it into your hand. X is equal to the number of your characters with Master Servant or Shadow on the field.
We had like an at-length discussion about this profile with Ryan
In
this,
Madoka, yeah.
and then, we
I
did
was
it in
there.
Slime too, yeah. Both of them, where it's like a card like this, you have to fill your field, and then you're like searching for more information, so you like waste cards, and you like ruin your sculpting, and you're like line taking for the entire turn.
You already
to,
have
like,
like a
dig for
Cosmo
cards.
if you want it in like red. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, you have
I mean,
a
it's
good, you have
it's
a good,
pay
you
one
have a
ditch
look for
one.
Cosma.
Yeah,
It's a pay one ditch one, and it's a level 1, but like you already have like
Yeah, this
a
card's
card
no
that
bueno.
handles this role.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
another bad one.
I mean, unless you like really need a red fix.
There's
that
so much
Cosma,
good
but
red.
You don't. You need it to be
You're
level
not going to
0.
use this to red fix for the Cosma though. That's
No. I mean, like, if you just need a light red splash and you don't want to commit hard enough.
If
to
you
having
need
to
a
play
light
level
red
1.
splash, you should play the
You
drop
play the Saber
searcher,
Drop,
Play the drop
the
searcher.
Salter
yeah.
drop search, the one you like from the old set, the 3500 drop search. Like if you need a light red splash, that's all you do. Or you just
Yeah,
jam four goddamn free freshes in your deck, because why the fuck not? Like what fucking bar does. No reason.
The saber is more sexy though than the
She's
other
hot.
one.
Like every deck plays free fresh because free fresh is broken. So
Yeah.
checkmate.
All right. When this attacks, rest all your other standing characters, and it's a free runner. It's 2500. This card is fucking like Omega cringe. I like when this card was revealed, right? Like I was like reading it and I was like, huh, is there like any way to play this so that it's not garbage? And like it just warps your line of play too much. Card sucks.
I mean, as long as you're not running clean cut, that's not a problem, right?
You'd think, but then what if you have to do literally anything, or you want to, play the level 0 in a skillful way that throttles your opponent to level 1, or stops them from getting to level 1? And this card says, I can't use this card. Yeah, it forces attack order, which at 0, it's 0 and 3, you never want to force attack order. You never want to force attack order ever, but like...
Does Fate have another runner?
Yes.
It has
they do have a runner if you want to run
They
it.
should have the rider pre-runner.
You play 16 friggin' 6-0s. Does it matter?
This is a master that's also a runner, though. That's the dope part.
Okay, yeah, so you suck and your card dies. So you... you just clock, you know you can clock.
Yeah, it's not good. Power? It's not good. I was making a joke.
Yeah, you know you can clock go to 2500 power, Carmen.
There's just literally not a single universe where this doesn't negatively influence your order in a way that sends your opponent to level 1 first. Like it will always, this effect will always screw you over.
Because you can't even do things like attack their characters first, and it's like, oh man, if I kill their character, then maybe I don't attack a third time. Well, if you kill their character, and then they take it. And then it's like, oh man, but now I don't get to attack a third time.
In what universe is an additional 500 power worth this like level of terrifyingly bad warping? Like it's just not.
I played one of those cards. I played a card that did that in Haruhi. That card was awful. And that was because I didn't have better cards because I was poor. And I was playing Haruhi.
I'm guessing you don't believe me, Andy, when I say that this will always warp your attack order in a negative way.
Play turn 1, it doesn't matter. Deb.
Yeah, turn 0. I guess.
No, I think it does warp your attack order. I still think. I thought about it some more, and I was a little more lenient on it because I do like runners, and I feel like it's probably not as bad as you're making it out to be, but it's
there's like better runners.
Could definitely be bad.
There's better runners.
Yeah. But yeah, that's why it's getting a minus. That's why it has the minus.
But every master in Fate is a +0, so why do I need a runner?
Runners are good. It doesn't clock you. I don't know. I'm just evaluating the card on what the card is.
But it has like a super strong demerit. I don't actually care about talking about this card anymore. Whatever.
Yeah, but I'm not arguing about this card.
The demerit fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah, I don't want to argue about it. Let's argue about something.
Like a better +0. Insane.
4K.
If your meta needs it, there you go.
Got it. It's a master.
Otherwise, you're probably going to be playing.
You're not getting that back. Nope. Get out of there. Nope. It's gone. All right, next.
No.
Jason, you got this.
I wanted to give it a no master. Okay. Dead Sakura. Discard a card from your hand to the waiting room to put another character with. What the fuck? Oh, discard 1, sack 1, rest this. Choose a character with blackening in name in your waiting room whose level is equal to or lower than your level and place it in any slot on stage. What the fuck has blackening? Hang on.
It's probably a lot of like the altar cards.
Yeah,
Blacken.
I would assume like the Saber altar combo we saw earlier, like the 2-1, probably has it.
I don't see any cards with blackening. Like I'm control Fing hard of the cards and like.
Oh, it's one of these cool cards on Heart of the Cards.
No.
It's one of these cool cards where the translations and the I bet you it's literally dark, right? Or
Yeah,
are the
it's
dark
probably-
Sakura are dark
Weren't-
Sakuras?
Altered.
Weren't there? Hold on. Weren't the blackening cards in Heaven's Feel 1 like the shadowy
Wait.
things?
I got it.
What do we got?
It grabs a berserker, technically.
Uh-huh.
Because technically, if you're looking for the kanji, right, it grabs a berserker that we're going to talk about, berserker, blackened berserker, and saber alter. It's blackened, not blackening, but and saber alter blackened knight, which
Okay.
is a 1/2 and a 2/2. It summons those.
Okay.
Card sucks.
That's it.
Yeah, it's garbage.
So it's pay 1, sack 1, rest this, cheat out a 1/2 or a 2/2. Based on your
No. You don't pay stock, so it's just ditch a card.
This one, sack 1, rest this.
Yeah.
Summon a 1/2
Or
or
a 2.
That we will get to because they come up in a little bit.
Huh.
Nah.
Kind of shit.
Yep.
Next.
Moving on.
Okay. You go.
We got Archer. When this attacks, reveal the top card of your library. That card is a character with Master, Servant, or an event. Choose one of your characters, and for the turn, that character gets 3k power. No.
That's a lot of power.
You know, you kind of consider running this profile in other decks, like Charlotte, for example. If we're talking about the Japanese meta, but that's because they quite literally don't have a lot of other things that are better.
Isn't that card also gigantic by itself, though?
No, IME should be this exact same profile.
Was it?
Yeah.
But the thing with IME is you pump a card like you have like I don't know if you would call it like flexibility. You have like you can either pump itself or you can pump up like a 7/5 to go to like a 10, like an absurd number. Because your now combos already be swinging and
well,
big.
you
Or
can
you
kind of do that with the
Rin.
Rin. The Rin
can
could.
pump your Rin to 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then.
Oh no! Only 10/5. Only
Well,
10.
No.
It's on attack. It's on attack. Yeah, you're right. I don't play.
Yep.
All right. Next card. Back to Andy. More fucking event cards.
Oh, sweet! This one works with the crystal.
He's on the side, sick.
Yeah, love it. It's a level assist. Brainstorm. Pay 3. Flip over 3 cards. Choose a level X or lower character with Master or Servant in your waiting room. Place it to any slot of your stage. X equals the number of characters with Master, Servant, or Dual Swords. Pay 3, mill 3. Summon something. X or lower equal to what you mill.
Burn! Or the Archer burn!
Oh, dude, that's sick.
Yo,
Yeah.
is this spammable?
Yeah,
Yeah, it is a spammable, dude.
you just gotta pay 7 on the turn.
You know,
play it.
there's another card where you mill
Please
3,
bring a fucking
where
climax. Please bring
when-
a climax. Please bring a
when you
climax.
mill 3 cards that aren't climaxes, you do a thing. It's called Detonative Dame Megumin, and that card is fucking ass, and so is this card.
Well, at least you can summon level 2s off it.
Yeah, you could summon a level 2 off it. That's fine. It's not
I
like a
mean,
terrifying
realistically,
card.
you're not playing this to use the brainstorm. You're playing it because it's a level assist. In like 1 in 100 games, you'll use the brainstorm effect because you want to pay
Yeah,
something
it's like
out
a 1
or
of
something.
level X or
I
something.
guarantee you there's a better level assist in this card in Fate.
I think there's a really good blue one. It's not really a level X, but it's like
No, you
15
put
to
that the
front.
2K, the 2K Ilya. Yeah, that card's sick.
It's not 2K. It's 15 to front, but it has a 6-second
When it's
effect.
in the that card's sick.
Yeah, that card's really dope, and like
And that card's
it'd be
always
hard.
gonna be-
Yeah, it would be hard to justify this over that. I think, but maybe well, like you're always in enough blue because Oz, so never mind. Fucking Fate. Next card. Devil
Oh,
Survivor.
This is Lucifer.
It's your
Yeah.
Devil Survivor target.
Cool standby.
Where's the
Okay.
standby hat though?
Satan.
2/2, 10/5 with pay 1 hard encore. Sick.
Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah,
This is your payoff, quote unquote, if you're playing that weird Sakura card that
Favorite
Marcus
with standby. You know what card to look at.
Yeah. Otherwise, this is a 2/2/10/5 with a full field with Harna Encore,
And we're
in
not
a set that
talking
does
about
not,
any-
in a set that does not have standby.
All right, next.
Oh, dude, this is one of the blackened cards.
Oh, there it is. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's just blackened Berserker.
Okay.
Yo, what do you mean? This fight scene's hype.
Yeah, it was hype.
Fuck.
I think it's Jason actually.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it me?
Jason's.
Yeah,
go
we
ahead.
moved away
Blackened
back to you.
Berserker. When this attacks, gets power times 1,000 equal to the number of Master Servants or Shadows you control, and then ditch one when your opponent's during your opponent's turn. When this becomes reversed, you pay cost. If you do, this gets the temporary Encore that dies.
This is what you summon. Oh my god, this card is awful.
Yeah, this is a big
Yeah,
F.
dude, this card isn't even big. This card's fucking booty.
Yeah, it's so it gets to like what 12.
Why are all these
attack or
cards so bad?
something?
Why? There's no way I'm getting a place out of this. I'm singling this fucking shit. Like,
Yeah,
fuck
you just
this.
do all the double R's and you're moving.
Yeah, it's just like, why are all these cards unplayable?
It's like really cool art though. This looks like it'd be a
Yeah.
really cool movie.
Oh yeah,
The
no,
movie's
oh,
dope.
Yeah, the fight
Oh
scene's
my God.
really good. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
this set does not do this movie justice at all.
Yeah. All right, next, Niko.
All right, we have a level 0 Sakura. When this is placed from hand to the stage, it gets 1,500 power to the turn. When this is placed from hand to the stage, all of your opponent's front row characters get minus 500 power for the turn. This is actually somewhat playable.
This isn't Japan. We don't need to make things 500 power.
Wildberry.
Oh.
Yeah,
Wildberry.
D minus for Wildberry.
Yeah.
Wildberry
I
hate.
think this card might have some applications kind of like later on down the line.
Yeah,
But
dude, when we get Psychono set 1 and 2 in English.
Yeah, but like you're still probably
Just you wait. Psychono re-edit.
Oh wait, no,
None
you
of
know
the
what?
chaff.
Wait a minute. I just realized something. Doesn't that don't we have like the rider back row
one?
in the same set? No, the rider
Yeah,
back
no, yeah,
row.
the rider back row. Yeah, the
Yeah,
tap.
where you
something
make-
like
Oh
that.
wait, yeah, never mind. No,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
card's
this card
worse
is
than
actually
that card.
unplayable.
Yeah, worse
The,
than
ri-
that.
the rider back row is better because you can just tap it down.
Yeah.
this
You
card
want
also
to,
does
but-
1K too when you play Climax.
Yeah. I mean, this is like more
Oh,
of
no,
like
no,
a
that one
attacker,
needs-
like turn one.
That one needs
This is
the
a better
tap.
card to like field turn one, but even still.
That one needs the tap. This one doesn't. So F plus.
You know what? I'm not gonna give it the 0.5, Carmen.
No.
Okay. You know what? That card's not worth the 0.5. Back to Andy.
We have yet another Rin. When this is placed from hand to stage, look at the top card of your deck. Ooh, and put it on top of deck or waiting room. Sweet. When damage dealt by this card is not canceled, this card gains 6,000 power. I actually don't think these cards are that bad, this type of profile. Because, like, on play does something. Does a thing on play that you want to do. And then, like, even into level 1, you can still kill stuff with it.
If you know,
Yeah, it's like a coin flip, but still, it still has, it scales better than most level zeros.
why
You
do
know what I mean? Like your oversize isn't killing a level 1, right? But this could. So I actually kind of like these effects.
It's just a
Yeah.
killer, though.
The only
Yeah,
time I like
you either
something
could kill
like that-
something or you never would kill something. What's better, a chance or nothing?
I would rather just play a 4K that we already
Just like
saw.
rare cards.
I like this card.
Okay,
Eh.
you could like this card maybe.
I don't like it. I don't like anything with a fail case. There's a 4K. It does perfectly fine. The fuck? Okay. On play, you play a game, 0, 1, 2, or 3, you mill a card, and if the number matches, you draw that many cards plus 1. Whoa, crazy. And then as placement into stage, you can also ditch a climax card and salvage a card. Oh wait. Wait a second. So this is just a ditch CX salvage. But it also has randomly might plus.
Jason, stop telling them what they should actually do. You just always call 3.
I just want to be the opposite of you.
Well, I mean, my play loses you the game. Your play wins you the game. So take that into consideration.
Okay. I got you.
I think they're cool.
Yeah,
Especially
I
in,
think
like,
this is actually
good.
three of them, right?
Barbells.
Yeah, this card is actually like in a sea of like cards where we were just like, what is this card? Like realistically, this is probably like It's a solid.
Yeah,
build.
it's just
The Manatee hit something right on this card.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is like a card you would run as like a one of anyway, or if you're playing bar, like maybe.
Yeah, and it could sometimes pay for itself. So,
yeah, it's just
absolutely.
like whatever.
The Rin looks like she's looking at me like I'm dirt, and I'm kind of into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Mhm.
Yep. You know what? I was gonna make a bad joke. You know what? No more no bad jokes. Next card.
What
See you,
is this
Jason.
giant blob monster?
It's a duck.
They're dancing. It's a circle.
Oh, okay.
It's cute.
It's like that scene in Evangelion with all the.
think it's you.
Random little duck thing. When you may have as many copies as you want, 3 or fewer of this in your hand gains 3k. Wow. Wow, that's awful. For each of your other duders on the field. So these things, the Shadow Children, that's what they're called. And then the 1/0 and the 2 1/0s on your field. This gets plus 500 power in a level. This card is terrible. This is one of the worst duck profiles I've ever seen in Weiss Schwarz. Don't play this. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk again.
Yep. That's
I don't know
bad.
why they keep inviting me back to those things, but
I don't know
Yeah,
how we
it's
keep
not even
having
bad.
you. All right, next.
Should call them Jason Todd.
Oh, she's fucking crying again. Just shut up. Niko, go ahead.
wait, this is the same scene.
Oh my god! All right, it's an assist 5. You can rest it to send one of your characters on the field to stock. Very cool.
Especially because the Ilya exists. Like, why do you need a delayed hand to stock?
So you can clock encore them, and then you can send it to
Pog.
fucking sick, dude. It's like
Think
you're.
the value.
Dude,
I mean, that's
it's
actually
like-
that's a line you could.
It's like you're playing the Ricky or the Krista, whatever, and it canceled. Except it got to kill a thing. It's sick.
Okay, next. Back to Andy.
Solid Snake Archer. Put this card in your waiting room when your other character with Master or Servant is
Bad
first
boy.
in battle. This is in your back row. You can pat cost, so rest that character.
Bad boy.
Discard an event from your hand to waiting room and rest this. Choose a character with Master or Servant in your waiting room. Return to hand.
Huh.
They like stabling that effect onto things.
Yep.
Bad Boy's a pretty decent back row effect.
Yeah.
Ditch event, rest this is like pretty okay. It's free, and this makes it a back row that you can do something with it and then use it to save something relevant.
I like that it rests at mid-battle phase. That's pretty cool.
If you're trying to play the Rin Archer deck, still,
I
just
don't
for the
know.
sake of flavor, like hey, that's pretty good. It's pretty decent.
Yeah,
It's not
especially
great.
because you're running the fucking camera event and that shit.
In the Rin Archer deck, no.
Yeah,
You're playing the Zelda thing in that.
yeah.
You play the is that a camera? Oh, it is.
Yeah,
a
it's the
camera,
camera,
It
the
seems-
fucking
Tower
door.
I mean,
huh?
that's
Tower bug.
that crystal event that you hate, Jason. I mean, there's a lot of ways to filter events out of your hands.
Okay, but I'm also
This is a
talking
fine
about
one.
this- I'm talking about this in the context of like Rin Archer waifu. Like you're just putting them together because there's actually space in that deck for those cards. There's no space for these cards in like the meta fate decks of either variant between bar and door. That's the issue. Is like none of these cards are good enough that like I can justify playing this card. Or playing like them alongside that event when I could be playing like the actual good cards. Not to say that they don't support ditching it. And, like, the card being a brick was never really like a big argument for me. My argument was just I just don't think the event's that good. But
No, I mean, yeah, I know. It's just like
yeah, I
the,
mean, it
the
has- it
payoff.
has
The,
support
the
cards.
payoff's not high enough for you.
Yeah, not and
Is
there's
reasonable.
too much room. Like I have to squeeze in to make the payoff good, or like better, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I think it's fine for Rin Archer. Like, okay. Or, it's C- is card Rin Archer. It's a lot better when you're forced to run, like, a bunch of those cameras and shit. Next. This is me. I got this Rin. So 1-0 Rin. Oh no? Did it reprint? No. When you use back of this, you may discard a card from your hand. If so, choose this card and add it back to your hand. It's a loopable 1K.
Wow, awful.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you wanted to play a 1-0 1K backup in Fate with a Rin on it, you just play the anti-change. Yeah, this is a D for Dank. Yeah. It would. I think the one in Slime is the Dank one because it's like a pay 1 you add it back. Like you keep ripping it, but that one's whatever.
All right, the next card is. I'm going to make sure this doesn't have black in it. Hang on. Nope. This is Berserker Screaming. When damage dealt by this card is not canceled, this gains 6k power and has Hand Encore. Andy, you should love this card, right?
Oh wait, no, it's
So
not
that's
Hand
one
Encore. It's not Hand Encore.
Oh,
Clock
no,
Encore.
It's Clock Encore. From
This
waiting
one,
until the
this one's
bottom
better
drop.
than the last one.
It's better than the last one, but I still don't think this is good.
I don't like these profiles.
Better than the last what?
The last
The
one
last,
that doesn't not
6K
canceled plus
not-
6K.
Canceling, yeah.
No, I think the level 0 is way better. I think this card's like unplayable.
What the fuck?
Jesus. Well, okay, the
Your
level 0
can
scales.
actually hit over level 1. Yeah, this is a level 1 that's like
This
Kill
is
it level 2.
no, it's not getting over level. No one plays level 2s. People only play level 3s. That's the problem.
Andy's
Don't
right.
go
Andy's
for it
right.
anymore.
Wait, yeah. What is this kill? This kills 1/1s. You kill 1/1s. Oh wait, no, you can't even kill Kermie 1/1
You
F.
force counter and then you Clock Encore it.
Damn, broken.
Clock Encore it twice! That's sick!
Maybe not
Powerful.
F bad, but it's like not good.
Like a F plus, whatever.
Where's my
Clock
card and
Encore.
what the fuck to respond to what Andy said about this?
What the fuck? Orne.
Fuck!
All right, next. Oh, it's the 1/2. We already talked about this, didn't we?
Well, I mentioned it. I didn't say what it did, but
Oh, well, whatever.
Well, what's it do?
this
Nico,
one,
Nico, what does it do?
notable.
Okay, for each of your characters with either Master, Servant, or Shadow, it gets 500 power, and then it has Character Encore. So it's a 129k Character Encore or Hand Encore.
Why is it-
Can't
better than
wait
the
for
two.
Fate to get standby.
Why
Wait,
is this
what
card
did-
better than this card's so much better than the 2/2?
Yeah, this card actually like feels like not bad compared to the
This
2/2
card
Berserker.
will actually win the board.
Yeah, wait,
And
this
like it's also better than the
S.
Berserker on
damn
defense.
power button. The forbidden
Yeah,
trigger.
I mean, until they get standby, it sucks.
yeah, until it gets standby though, this card is actually.
Tell me, you want to pay 2 for a one cost card, or one character?
I can't say that I do.
But what if you had standby? You dope.
If I had standby, it'd be a little different.
8 standby Fate.
Whoa!
You just wait till Bushy Red starts like overloading level 1s. We're gonna have like a 1/4. It's like super overloaded.
And
I hope they don't watch. I hope they don't watch our content because they would definitely do that in like Data Live 2 or something.
Okay. Who's this? Andy? This is you, Andy.
Oh, it's me. It's Rin on the ground, face down, ass up.
Hell yeah.
This is place from hand to stage. Look at 3 cards from the top of your deck. Choose an event card. Show it to your opponent. Put it in your hand. The rest go to grave. If you put a card in your hand this way, choose a card in your hand. Discard it.
Wait,
It's kind of like a Fumio for, not Fumio. Fuck, what's it called?
Ome.
Kome. Yeah.
Kome for events. And it's a level 2 bomb. Level 2 or lower suicide. It's a level 2
This
suicider.
is level 2.
Is this fine?
Huh?
Ome is level 0.
Yeah, and
Oh,
Kome's
or
banned.
level
This one
1.
isn't.
But Kome grabs climaxes. This grabs events.
Yeah, but you need it for your gem sword, dude.
This card's-
Or you could also play the. No, you could play the torch. You could. I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah, it
I would not play it, but this card's fine.
unironically makes events easier to
It
play
gets a good beat
a little
because that's
bit.
what I would give Ren. It's also kind of cute into Daily Live because you get the bomb. Go boom, boom. Get out of here, Toka. Dumb
I
bitch.
don't even think that's worth it because Data Live is actually the type of deck that doesn't mind being like very cool, dude. Pay 3 Encore, and then you're just
Yeah,
like.
then you
shit.
feel.
Well, I think you force them to do it though. You make them have to like pay it.
Yeah, then you see.
But then
it
you're
gets more
actively
easier,
playing this card in your deck.
But it finds your jewel sword.
It does
I don't
find
think
your
it's like, I don't
ghost
think it's not the worst thing. I mean, you could tech it, but it's probably better options.
You
I
get a
think I'd
nah
rather
from
just
me,
run like
dog. You
the
get a nah
2-1
from me.
Sakura.
This ain't it.
This gets a nah from me, dog.
Yeah, this just ain't it.
But she's face down. She's ass up.
You are correct.
That is the best
when you
part of
said
the
that.
card.
Carmen, EK.
What? Oh, next. Okay.
Uh,
Fucking, it's
The
Torch.
torch. It seems
Good
fine.
card. Good card. Good card. Good card.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's just the best version of camera because you
Yep.
can use it on your opponent's turn, and it's an event, so there's no drawback
Look,
for playing
Make
it.
me realize I'm hella willing to just play a fucking torch without any bond to it.
If your
You know,
set
that
really
card- that
needs
card's in
it,
your hand, that card's in your hand. You feel so powerful.
like, it's a really good way to like get through a deck where you
It's a
attack.
really
Like if
good
you trigger your last, like it lets you play for turns where it's just like, oh well, like there's one climax left in my like 7-card deck, and I can go to attacks, and if I just happen to trigger it, well, first attack, you eat myself out of there. Like it lets you do shit like that, which is
Yeah,
always
it's so
good. Yeah, it's just a C plus, like C plus, probably C because there's no
Nah, I'll go with the
interaction.
0.5.
0.5.
Jason's right.
D.5.
Torch,
Yeah.
Torch just feels so like after playing with it and not like Goblin Slayer. I feel this is a card I'd be willing to play. If I felt like Rin Mill wasn't good enough, put Torch in my deck. I don't care. That's a card I would force myself to squeeze in at least like 2 or 3 of.
All right,
It's just-
and now
Jason, you get it. You get it, dog.
Yeah, I
The
know. I
Peace
saw
Day
it,
Resistance.
boy.
the Gem Sword.
Jewel Sword.
We talked about it so much. Gem Sword, Jewel
Jewel
Sword, Gem
And
Sword. It
that-
literally says Gem Sword Zelrech.
Didn't it say Jewel Sword?
No, it's just Gem Sword. It's on the
I'm pretty sure
slide.
The other translation said Jewel Sword. Whatever.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure the correct translation or the original translation for this was Jewel Sword Zelrech.
Oh, okay,
If
sure.
we're
dude.
talking about
Fucking
Fate
nerd.
Lord. Yeah.
Whatever. Google Translate says Jewel Sword, so fight me.
All right.
Google Translate's never wrong. This is, as we've talked about multiple times and I've already said, if you don't have a character with Gem, you may not play this from hand. So you have to play Rins. Can't even play this card in fucking a bar. Realistically, you don't play Rins.
Oh wait, it has that drawback. I didn't even realize that.
You may not play this from hand if you have that. If you don't have a Gem character, send this to memory. Choose one of your opponent's battling characters, and for the turn, it gets plus soul equal to the number of Gem swords in your memory times 4.
I would like to enter into evidence for the court Exhibit A being the Rin Brainstormer that sits on your field the whole game, and you'll always have a Rin.
I would like to give Exhibit B. A bar doesn't play. Rin Brainstorm.
Okay.
Well, don't play
That's
an
not
8-bar,
fair.
I don't
That's not
know.
fair. You
8
can't.
bars for pussies. Don't
You
play
can't.
it.
You can't play this in A bar. You can only play this in like the door focused like deck that plays.
In the door focus deck, that's not a demerit.
You have
so
to
it doesn't
play.
matter.
Yeah, you have to play the what is it? You have to play at least the door level 1 combo because then you're playing the Brainstorm. The Brainstorm fulfills your gem condition that
You're
sits on
playing
the board.
check two.
Yeah, or the check
You're
two.
playing check four,
The check
whatever.
4. Either or, it doesn't matter. Either of those fulfill your requirement. In all honesty, after all that arguing, card's probably
I don't
fine.
wanna- I don't
Yeah.
wanna talk about this card.
We already argued about it so much. Like
Card's fine. Play it if you want. I don't think it has room in the meta in either of the 2 meta decks.
I hate events. That's
Yeah,
my
well-
opinion.
Your opinion is bad. Events are sick.
Oh my god,
When
we
they-
have
when they-
more event apologists.
Yo, noticeably, play this into AOT. Smiling face.
All right, I think that's it for red. See you guys in blue.